right. Well, welcome to season 3. Our second part of our series, our first part of our series. I don't know which one it will be, but this series is pertaining to COVID-19, all things COVID-19, what we've been experiencing since it hit the U.S., right? And so I am Tanil J.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Andy.
Okay, and of course, we are surviving adulthood. So Andy, kick us off. Let us know about
my COVID life.
Let's talk about parenting and working, because we've all been working. I think we're all working from home, right? So
I've been working from home since March, and it's totally, and I've been open and honest with you guys about this, that my world has just completely changed. And so, of course, some days are better than others. Everything. I'm just thinking about everything. Like, I'm just like, okay, download. Okay. Because being a mom, I have 2 kids. So my 14-year-old he's been having a hard time adjust during COVID, basically trying to say all of this because he thinks it's a break. So dealing with his attitude, this is just one person, not mine and not my daughter's. So that's a whole different thing. But, Twan, girl, just been in a whole nother world. He like, okay, we gonna break. I'm like, no, you still have school, sir. So really just getting back into a schedule. And then, now it's summer. So now it's just like, okay, Mom, let's go ride every day. I'm like, it's still COVID-19. Like, we cannot do stuff all the time. Like, you still have to be social distancing. You can't have friends over all the time. Like, and even when, like, I've let other kids come over during this time. And it's just, you have to be extra precautious. So now, when they're leaving, I'm washing everything. So it's just a lot of different things that is happening right now.
How about you, Angelisa? How has work been since COVID-19 hit?
Well, I used to go into the office every day, so I used to have to commute, right, Bart? I could have driven, but I didn't want to. So that has changed. I would say on the positive side, it has been great financially because I don't have to spend money on lunch, money on Bart, money on like little things that you don't even think about, like parking if I don't ride Bart for gas as much. So that's been nice. The actual human connection is not there as much anymore, so you have to get a little more creative at work. I wouldn't say that that's challenging. It's just been different.
Right.
This whole experience like really showed me, I already knew this, but it really showed that you have to have different streams of income because you literally never know. All these people that think that they have secure, stable jobs, anything could change in the blink of an eye, and what you gonna do when your back's against the wall? So COVID has definitely, I would say, woke everybody's game up as relates to how they're managing their finances, how they're managing their homes, how they're managing their time, just in general, because you can't go out anymore. So how are you going to entertain yourself? Like, you can't just go see your mistress or your boo or whatever. Like, what you going to do? Like, how are you going to entertain yourself? So, like, all the boring people, what are they doing? Like, I don't even know. So,
oh my gosh, not how she just threw that in there. Like, how you gonna see your mistress? All of those questions. But I'm sure someone had a question. Very true. Like,
I'm sure somebody made a way. I'm sure somebody made a way, though.
No, I mean, maybe the gas station or something. But you know how people like finesse and be like, "Oh, I'm going to the gym. Gym's closed. Where you going? Like, who you going out?"
Somebody gonna make a way.
And mind you, she's saying all of this, Angelisa. Curious minds are inquiring.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got a mistress, bruh?
No. No, I was just saying, I've heard stories during COVID, and I was like, how, like, I'm seeing relationships being broken up during COVID.
Seriously.
And I'm just like, how, like, what was y'all doing? Just like not spending time at all, and you don't know this person. So now that you have to see them 24/7, they're dumb. So it's just like, oh, that's crazy. But a lot of the stories that I hear, they're around like their relationship and things.
I don't know anyone. I haven't heard of like anyone breaking up during this time. Like just personally, you know, like more so, I think is the stress behind, or you know, not the stress, but maybe that's the wrong word. But for me, being at home with the kids and really finding that balance between work and parenting, and just even for myself, because now, like you said, see, I'm thinking more so like family relationships, or you know, like parent and child relationships. I can't. What I'm gonna do with the kids?
Right.
I'll be leaving. Don't open up the door. I'll be
right. Right.
That's why I be gone at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, Tanel, are you up? I'm ready to go. Like I have to do all of this before my kids wake up. Girl, come back to the house to be flipped. They done tried to cook breakfast. I'm like, but can you wash your dish, please?
Ooh, that's an ongoing battle. It's definitely been hard for me. It's been an ongoing battle just to find that balance. And also too, like, I think my son, he misses being with friends, but he doesn't miss being at school.
Right.
So he's same thing, even though like Juan is much older than Steven. He's like, so I'm on a break. I'm on summer vacation. And I'm like, okay, now you're on a break, but before you had school. And I'm like, okay, even now we're getting back into the routine. I'm like, okay, you need to go to bed by a certain time because school will be starting soon. And no, you don't have to go to school physically, but you have schoolwork to do. So, and this kid, he can't take no naps, because if he take a nap, he'll be up all night.
And
no lie.
You have to work, so we're literally in the house with kids. Having a schedule is so important.
All day.
The kids are still home, exactly like you said. Like, it's no summer camps right now.
No.
And if they are, they're very limited.
It's a small group.
We do have tennis on Sundays in Oakland, so
yes.
But
I can't imagine.
It's been like the hardest thing, and for me, I have to physically write things out, so I have to have my calendar up. And Angelisa, she's a little bit more on it than me. But
like planning
out, with your calendar. She like, what? No, calendar. She was like, no, that wasn't on my calendar. Like,
I have to live by it, and it gives me security. I did buy Hacker calendars during COVID. Like, I have a money calendar. I have a business calendar.
Oh, that's good.
I have a calendar, because I be needing to see what's going on. Otherwise, I just lost.
Physical calendar is good. It's better than the one on your phone. Like, I put stuff on my phone just like for quick, for convenience, but paper calendar is best.
Right.
Because y'all know I'm like the least, especially out of the three of us. I'm like, when was this supposed to be? Like, at what time?
Tanil has been on it. I feel like you might not write it down, but you remember it. However, whatever works for you, and everybody's system is different. So I feel like that's been an important thing for me too, is to utilize like the system that I was using when I was in the office, is writing everything out, because it's a lot that we carry throughout the day. From, just like personal stuff, from, like we said, parenting, family things, and now we're home on top of working our 9 to 5. Like, that was my relaxation time when I was doing my commute, or like just my me time. That 45 minutes to an hour alone. And like, for me, like, sometimes I yell, and I know it's not a good thing, but I yell at the kids, and sometimes my kids be like, and even for me, after I done yelled or whatever, I was like, I didn't even have to yell, but I be so frustrated sometimes. And I was just like, I just don't want to talk for 45 minutes. So mom is going to go in the room and I'm going to have a minute to myself, because I do be having heck of stuff going on in my head. Girl. So that's why I like my runs now. So that has been my time where I'm like, okay, everybody's asleep. I know by the time I get back, they'll probably still be asleep, and I'm fine with that.
You have a little bit of time to yourself. That's one thing too. I'm like really happy about doing the runs in the morning opposed to working out or doing runs in the evening, because the day is just kind of gone after that, you know? And so it's like, it's good to just get out, because I'm not complaining. I don't want to make it seem like we are, especially me, like I'm not necessarily complaining about working from home because I don't want to commute.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And if I don't have to. However, it is harder, you know, to have a kid, and especially like, I mean, I didn't know what's worse, like him trying to help him do his schoolwork while I'm working, or still trying to entertain him because it's just him while I'm still working, you know? So I'm like, okay, come down here, read me a book, you know, to make sure that, you know, he's still reading, you know, but he requires a lot of attention, just like most children. So that's definitely been tough, but it's just being able to still learn how to balance it all.
That was really eye-opening for me, because just to see everybody and their children, I'm not going to say everybody struggled, but that was like a gut punch. I can't take my kids to school. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm hearing kids on conference calls. I'm like, and these are people that are normally extremely polished. Not to say you're polished because you're a kid in the background, but I'm just saying, like, you don't really see that side of them. And it really made me think, like, wow, like, we really have to be, we being parents, have to be teachers or whatever. So you have to make sure that you're learning, because, like, what are we going to do after this? Schools are not going to be the same. So it's you kind of have to be a teacher to everybody. I'm about to have my, hopefully the next time we do an episode, my goddaughter here, because I want to start reading to her and like talking to her, because I don't know what the teaching and the system is going to look like moving forward, because even though you go back to school, teachers aren't going to feel safe. They're not going to give them a pay increase, and they about to be dealing with the virus. Who knows what that's about to look like? Like, I'm not trying to have no stressed out person just around all of my kids and loved ones. Like, that's crazy.
I think that homeschooling is going to take a really big, well, obviously that's what we've been doing is homeschooling. I think the curriculum is going to completely change. I really, not saying like I'm happy that COVID happened, because that's not the right, you know, like that's not basically what I'm saying.
It's been a blessing in disguise.
Right. But I was just saying earlier, I've never had this much time with my kids. And it's really helping me to learn different things about myself and then different things about them as well. Because, you know, all of this has been a different experience for all of us, whether it has been some type of way in parenting or work-wise, you know, financially, and even with ourselves. So it just makes me think about, like, one, how grateful I am, because like you said, we're not commuting, and commuting can be peaceful sometimes, you know, like mentally where you are. Sometimes you just be ready to go home, and
I just be ready to go home. It's not peaceful. I just be like, don't hit me. Let me get home safely.
I was like, girl.
See, I literally, when I'm driving, I'm just like, okay, let me turn on my music, and I like zone out. So I'm like, I know that for the
every once in a while, this
is where I'll be. And so I'm just like, all right.
You know what? I'll say something about that. When I'm riding either to work or from work, that is one of the times I'm able to connect with my friends, bless you, or, you know, like my cousin, we talk all the time. So, like, you know, you can't really talk at work.
Right.
But you know, when I'm on my way to and from work, I have the opportunity to, like, you know, catch up, chop it up before I get home. Because once I get home,
it's it. That's it. You have to cook dinner. You're always, I feel like for me, this has been the slowest that I have been, and I've been embracing that, because for me, I'm always like, go, 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 go. And don't get me wrong, sometimes people be like, you still out, mind your business. I'm running errands. Right. But for me, I'm really grateful for that, because I would literally be out the house maybe like 6:30 at the latest, and don't come home until, you know, don't get home until 6:45. Like, so we're constantly, I hope y'all already did your homework. We probably was reading in the car. Come on, you read a chapter, and they hate that, because I was like, oh, well, just read out loud. We gonna together.
Right. Don't be afraid.
Right. So now,
build your confidence up.
Because one, I like to read to them, you know, but as we do it together as a family. But I guess my kids say that I change my voice when I'm reading, because I channel the character.
Oh, that's hilarious.
My kids be like, can you stop changing your voice? And I'm so happy for this time. I'm just like, I
can picture you doing that. And I can picture them looking like,
like, why are you doing that?
And then,
come over for story time. We can have a Zoom call, and, you know, we're getting ready to do a book club. Yes, we're getting ready to do a book club. The kids want to read The Hate You Give. They want to read that book, and then I want them to read I Am Me, the girls. That's not it. That's the name of my group. I Am. I'm in. That's
right. Like, what is that?
She agreed with me.
That'll be good. So what's working well parenting wise during COVID?
Ooh, for me, routine. Like I tell Stephen, especially like, you know, maybe before or after lunch, depending on when he has lunch, put on some clothes. You know, brush your teeth, of course, wash your face, come down. You know, and this is like, let's say when school is coming, you know, because sometimes kids be like, I brush my teeth later on. It's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I wash my face. Because I've done that as a kid. Mom was like, did you brush your teeth? Yeah, last night. It's like, girl, it's today. You know, you 8 years old. Go, you should know better. So just create a routine for him while school was in session, and the same thing while school is not in session. Because he'd be like, well, are we going anywhere? We don't have to go nowhere. Put some clothes on. You know, you don't have to put like any nice clothes on, quote unquote, but put some real clothes on. Get out of those pajamas and put some real clothes on. You know what I'm saying? And so,
like,
and like
the day going, when you're in your pajamas all day, it's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm lounging, obviously. I'm not moving. But even when I'm doing that, I still have to, but we're also adults. As kids, they'll be, like you said, just the way they were the night before all day. I tell my kids, though, don't come talk to me until you've brushed your teeth. Because
kids got some more funky breath. Like, woo, I'm like, it's like the devil is like living in their mouth. Like, just picking it up. I'm telling you, kids got the most stankiest breath I've ever smelled.
That's horrible.
That is terrible.
But routine is what's working. That's what's working for me even now. And still trying to build on that. So that's what's working.
I think that's working for all of us as well, because you still have a routine, even with you just working, you know, like with not having like little ones. Because that's,
I had to make a routine, because I'm used to being up way earlier than I have to get up now, because my computer's right next to me. I had to leave 2 hours early to commute.
Right.
And get dressed and stuff. So I had to create a new routine, which incorporated like self-care, spiritual goals, making sure that like I'm eating properly and things like that. So I'm not just sitting in front of a computer being a zombie. And I still have that work-life balance, because it's so easy to get caught up in, like, I know I've done it a bunch of times, because I have a work computer and I have a personal computer. So if I'm sitting there working and I got a little bit of downtime, am I running to pay another bill? Like, next thing I know, I'm sitting on the screen until from like 7 to 7, and that's not necessarily healthy. So it is good to start creating routines, because otherwise you'll get lost in the sauce real quick.
I'm happy that you put that out too, because that's dangerous. And I'm happy also for having the job that I have, where they've understood, you know, other things are happening right now, and being realistic that being online sometimes for 8 hours a day is not gonna happen. So
especially when you're at home, you know, like when you're in the office setting, you know, like you can get up, and even though you can walk to your kitchen or whatever and get you a little coffee, but when you walk to the, well, at my job, you know, the kitchen or your lunchroom, cafeteria, whatever, you know, you saying hey, hi to whoever, and little chats in between your walks and whatever, or you can actually get up. It's like you can break up the monotony of work when you're in the office. When I'm at home, it's like I'm stuck. I remember in the beginning of COVID, like Andrea, a couple times she would come to my house and I would still be in my robe. She's like, girl, why are you still in your robe? Literally looking like ancient mama. So
I wish I had a picture. I should have taken a picture.
I have it in my head.
I literally, when you said that, like, I just was like, oh my goodness, I'm thinking about your little blue robe. And she be having her hair wrapped up, and I'm like, "Are you?"
I want the cheetah one. Didn't you have a cheetah one too?
I have a cheetah one. Yeah. I have that one too.
Oh,
I was just like, ooh.
One.
Yes. I said, you know what?
My grandma had that same robe.
I said, let me do something. Let me do something else. Let's put some clothes on, girl. You know, like take this off, take the scarf off.
Right. That was like in the beginning too. So
that's what I was saying.
It was really like how the kids was like, okay, are we on break? But for real, it felt like a break for us. Like, oh, I get to sleep in, even if it's 30 minutes.
Right.
Like, that is beautiful. And
yes.
You don't have to turn your camera on for a meeting. But see, we turn our cameras on. So we're like,
oh no, not me.
We want to see your face. And I was like,
you.
No, I'm like, if y'all don't have to see my face, I'm not showing my face. Like,
that's what Tennille said, and she's not playing. This is what she tells the people.
I'm very serious. I'm not. Here's my voice.
I'm here. You get
like, hi,
man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's exactly how.
That's how she would do.
I'm here.
I'm here. Hi. Yes. It's like we can't see.
But do you see how that's like so impersonal? It makes me so
like
sad.
We can't see like, you, Tennille.
But I'll be like, oh, where is she?
Like,
listen, it took me a lot.
Up here like this. I wish I had a blanket and a robe.
Right.
That's like. Listen. I don't know.
It's dark. I used to come in the house. I'm like, can you open? It's dark in here. You're on the computer. Like, oh, look at this. I'm talking about you got circles around your eyes, and look how I'm looking. This is how COVID life.
Child.
Oh yeah, no nails.
But everything else is on. My hands dry.
But yeah, it's been a little challenging. But I do like the amount of time that I get to invest in myself during it, though.
That's
good. Because I mean, you can take breaks and you're not like in business clothes, hecka far away from home. Like, you can still do little things. So I have I will say that like on my off day, when I'm off, I have been able to develop a little more as it relates to my photography and stuff. So I'm like, okay, COVID, I see you out here. So it is good in that aspect. You feel me?
Yes, I mean that is good. I agree. Like it does and has given all of us more time to focus on more things that we care about more than work?
I'm not saying that. No.
What? So you care about your work more than your photography?
I ain't saying that, but I'm saying that right now it's necessary.
And yourself. Like, I care about myself. I care about my business. I care about our podcast. I speak for myself. I care about everything else more than I care about my job. Yes, indeed. Like, I'm thankful to have it because it is allowing me to have a paycheck, because so many people did lose their jobs due to COVID. So thank you, Jesus, on that. But however,
see, I have a fun job.
This is like watching paint dry. Okay. it is very, I don't even want to get into it, but you know, on to my next best place, Jesus. So yeah. So, but yeah, I just think that we've been able to pay more attention, and like you said, even focus on ourselves, and even like you said, self-care, all the above. Like, it's
definitely
it's been beneficial for sure.
Because even when I'm working at work, I can be at home and light a candle. And like, it doesn't seem like that is a lot, but that mentally, what you got?
What's that?
I'm sorry, guys. So
what is it?
It's some product, and it's called All in One Bag, and it's shea butter. Sheeta shea butter. Comes in an orange bag.
Oops. I like the packaging. That's really sweet.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So this is some shea butter. It has some sage.
Angelisa was just talking about lighting a candle.
And it comes with like some cute little flowers in the bag. And then...
And a honey thing.
Honeycomb.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So cute.
That is cute.
I'm sorry, guys. So this is one really important for me. Because sometimes it'd be those days where you'd be like, you know what, fuck the job, fuck the kids.
Bye.
Ryan's sitting right here. But I'm just being honest, like, it's definitely been them days where I was reconsidering my whole life. And that's just been my COVID-19. And when I say my whole life, I'll be like,
we will tap into that. Save that. We'll tap into that the next episode.
I love my baby.
No, I love her.
That is.
Sometimes I regret, having to take care of her.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Surviving adulthood. It's the truth.
It is. Because sometimes I'll be having a hard time. I'll be like, and y'all know I was a teen mom. So I'll be like, oh, she said, y'all heard my daughter. So this is my surviving adulthood. So we could wrap it at that.
Well, Angelisa did not finish her thought.
No, I did, because that was right on time. That was right on time. I just like that we can still incorporate a lot more self-care that we weren't able to do because we was just focused in our little cubicle offices, whatever. Mm-hmm. And now you can take the time and invest in the community. You can take the time and invest in yourself. And I was telling her that, like, I like to set the tone and like light candles and stuff while I'm working. And just that little bit makes me feel a lot more happy. So
I love that. That's one of my favorite things too, is candles.
I love candles. Like, I need my own candle line. That I need to manifest that because I love candles.
You got that, girl. You got that.
Man.
Have you made a candle before?
No, I just started thinking about it yesterday.
We should do like let's look up a video. Let's make a candle. I want to make a candle.
I love candles. Like, I would really, but I want to do like a soy candle or something. But I definitely was looking at that yesterday. I was like, I really love candles. Like, this is crazy.
Yes.
Well, on that note,
I love you guys. Thank you for hearing me rant and vent, because sometimes if you know me, like, I just go on rants and I'll be like, after y'all asked me the first question, I was like, what did I even just say? Sometimes I'll just be And after I heard Angelisa talk, and I was like, her answer was so poised, and she had a really clear answer. And I was like, to be honest, guys, I don't know what I said, but that's how my mind be working sometimes during COVID-19. So
Right. It's a lot going on.
Don't blame your mind on COVID.
So guys,
I'm blaming it on COVID and these kids.
so guys,
Yo, so okay,
surviving
next time.
Wait, next time on Surviving Adulthood, because my daughter just hopped in on here. But
tell me about your surviving adulthood.
We'll tell you next episode. So next episode we'll be talking about mental health. So tap in, tune in, and see y'all next time.
When you guys doing your next episode? You know what? I'll talk to you later. Goodbye, Tanel. Goodbye, Angelisa.
Goodbye, Naraya.
Goodbye.